Hi, I'm Cheryl. Before I started this program, I was over 200 pounds, and I was diabetic, am diabetic, and I was taking metformin, 500 milligrams 3 times a day, morning, dinner time, and then at bedtime, but my numbers had started. I wasn't really following my diet that my doctor recommended, and pretty much was eating whatever I felt like, so my numbers were still in the 200s sometimes. And I have a sister who was diabetes type 1 who died from kidney complications from diabetes. So I started to think, anything over 180, I'd been told, causes some kidney damage. So I started to get a little bit worried that, oh, what am I doing to my body? I'm doing the same thing my sister had done to herself. So, but I was also on Lipitor because I had high cholesterol, Tricor because of high triglycerides. I was tired all the time, and I also was hot all the time for probably at least 2 decades. When I was teaching at school, if I had lunch duty and the kids were finished a little early, I'd take them outside. It might be 40 degrees, and everybody's saying, well, don't you need a coat? And I'm like, oh, this feels good out here, because I was always hot. My husband and I always fussed because he was always cold. I was always bumping the thermometer down in the summertime. He's always bumping it up. We were always fighting over that. I also had chronic constipation for probably about 2 decades, and maybe going once, maybe twice a week, and it was always an issue. I also, at night, it just seemed like I itched a lot. My sleep was never good, because I just wake up scratching all over, and it was a big problem with my sleep. I also have psoriasis, on my elbow, and I also have arthritis. I had arthritis in my knees. I've had both my knees replaced, so that's not an issue anymore, but I have some arthritis in my fingers. So when I kept seeing, I've started to get worried about my numbers being too high, and I kind of had put off going to my doctor because I said, oh, I don't want him to see what my A1C is yet. I'm going to try real hard, but then months would go by and I still wasn't trying real hard. So I saw the seminar thing, and I went to it, and I was like, this is, well, I'll get a free meal out of it. And and when I listened to the doctors, and I was like, this makes a lot of sense. So that's when I came and I decided to start the program. And all I could say is it really works. I've been in the program for 5 months, and I feel like a whole new woman. I've lost 40 pounds. I'm not on my diabetic medication anymore. That stopped pretty quick because my numbers kept going way too low. And I've had my test results. My A1C went from 7.8 to 6. My cholesterol levels went to, I forget what my original cholesterol was, but went down to 120, and when they looked at it, they said, because I was still taking my Lipitor, of course, and they said, well, your cholesterol should be 150. It's too low now. So, when I saw my doctor, now we've cut my Lipitor in half. My doctor was so just shocked when I went to him and showed him the results of everything. And there's this one number, I can't remember what it's called, but it kind of gives your risk for cardiac issues. Anything over 3 is like high risk. I was 17 when I started, but now I'm at 3.8. So I'm still in the high range, but much closer to getting under that. So so that makes me feel better. As far as my constipation, I go all the time. I go every day, pretty much. Sometimes then there's an occasional, but my itching has totally stopped. My psoriasis has cleared up. I mean, I still have, I still put lotion on it, but there's a medicine I supposed to use on it, and I haven't used it in a while, and it looks much better. I used to put big Band-Aids all over it so no one could see, because it used to be red and inflamed. I noticed, like, within a week of starting, like, I used to have pain in this, and all of a sudden I'm like, you know what, I haven't been feeling any pain there anymore, So the arthritis is definitely cleared up, or I shouldn't say cleared up, but at least I'm not feeling pain with it. I'm not hot all the time now. Now in the summertime, I'm like, gosh, it's kind of cold in here, and I'm bumping up the thermometer. So apparently I must have been, I did find out I was allergic to gluten. They do testing to find out what you're allergic to, and I am allergic to gluten. And apparently all that causes inflammation, and I must have been really inflamed. But when you cut out the gluten, and I think also the itching might have been caused because I'm allergic to black pepper, of all things. So when you eliminate that, the reason I think it's the black pepper is that one time when I was out and, I ordered a grilled chicken, I said, don't put anything on it. Well, it came with black pepper, and that night I itched all night, and I was like, that was causing my itching. So as long as I don't have pepper, I'm fine. I sleep well. Oh, I used to, before, when the alarm would go off, I would hit it 10 times because I was always just so tired, and just even after sleeping, I just wasn't ready to get up, or just didn't feel like getting up. And after cutting out the gluten and being on the program, I get up at 8 now, and without setting my alarm, or if the alarm goes off, I hit it and then I'm up. It's just, I'm not hitting it a gazillion times, and I have energy now. That's what I mean. I feel like I'm a whole new woman. Sorry. I'm out working in my garden, and my husband will say, you've been out here for 4 hours. When are you coming in? Aren't you tired? And I'm like, well, no. I just have energy now, and I can walk for hours if I wanted to. I don't, but I like walking again. I like feeling active and moving, and it's just been wonderful. So trying to think if there's anything else that I should say, but I thought that was amazing. Yeah, the program is wonderful, and the people that you work with are amazing. They really make you feel like they care, and they totally individualize it to your needs, and just it's just a wonderful program. Thank you.